Okay, so you know how sometimes marketing can feel like you're just like shouting into this void
Yeah.
and your emails are just disappearing into a black hole?
Right?
That's where this whole email journey thing comes in.
Yeah, it's like a digital roadmap
Exactly.
for your clients.
Yeah, and in this deep dive, we're going to break it all down, like what it is, why you need it, and how Success BM can like basically take it off your plate.
Yeah, they're like the experts on this stuff.
So first things first, what exactly an email journey?
So an email journey, it's not just about like blasting out a bunch of random emails, you know?
Right, it's not just like a email free for all.
It's really about strategically guiding someone like step by step to becoming a client.
Oh, I like that guiding.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say someone downloads something free from your website, like a checklist or a guide or whatever.
Right.
What happens next? Like, how do you keep them engaged and interested and not just like forget about you?
That's the journey part.
Okay, so why should anyone listening like actually care about this whole email journey thing?
Well, I think one of the big reasons is it can save you so much time.
Oh yeah, time's precious.
And the other thing is it helps you build relationships with those potential clients.
So you're not just like a faceless business. You're
Exactly.
like a, friendly guide or something.
Right. And
Yeah.
and also like it keeps you top of mind even when you're busy doing other things.
Ah, so it's like you're always working even when you're not.
Exactly. It's like having like a little marketing assistant working for you 24/7.
I like the sound of that. And
Mhm.
speaking of making things easier, that's where Success OBM comes in.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they specialize in like crafting these really tailored email journeys for businesses.
And they handle all the techie stuff too.
Yeah, all the setup, the automation, all of that jazz.
So you don't have to be like a tech whiz to make this work.
Nope, they take care of all of that.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Okay, so it's not just about sending a bunch of emails, it's about sending the right emails to the right people at the right time. Exactly.
But how do they actually do that?
Well, first things first, they always start with a super clear goal. Like, what do you want to achieve with this email journey?
Right, like more leads, more sales.
More engagement,
Yeah.
whatever it is that's important to your business.
So that's step one.
Yeah, you got to know where you're going before you start the journey, right?
Makes sense. Okay, so we got a goal now. What?
Then it's all about segmentation. Like, you don't want to be sending the same message to everyone on your list.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
People are at different stages.
Yeah.
Some are just getting to know you, some are ready to buy.
So you gotta like tailor the message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Success OBM, they use all sorts of data to like figure out who's who and what they're interested in.
It's like they're playing email matchmaker.
Right. And that's what makes it so effective because people are getting emails that are actually relevant to them.
Okay, so we got the goal, we got the segments, but what about the actual content of the emails?
Well, this is where it gets fun. Like you can get really creative with it. Yeah, like what kind of stuff actually goes in these emails?
So like think educational tips, success stories, maybe even a behind the scenes peek at your business.
Oh, and that welcome email, that's super important too, right?
First impressions matter.
So you got to make it count.
Success OBM, they really help you nail that welcome email, make it something special.
Okay, so we got the goal, the segments, the content, but how do we actually get these emails out the door?
That's where automation comes in. And Success OBM, they got this down to a science.
They're like email ninjas.
Yeah, they use software to handle the scheduling, the sending, all that stuff.
So you don't have to like manually send each email.
Nope, it's all automated.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So they take care of the how, but what about the does it actually work question?
Well, that's where the case studies come in, and they're pretty impressive.
Like what kind of results are we talking about?
We're talking increased engagement, more leads, more sales.
So this isn't just some theoretical fluff.
No, it's the real deal.
But it's probably not cheap, right?
Well, it's an investment for sure. But the good news is Success OBM, they have different packages to fit different budgets.
So it's not like a one size fits all pricing model.
Exactly. They work with you to find a plan that makes sense for your business.
Okay. I'm definitely seeing the potential here, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
In part two, we'll dive even deeper into the nuts and bolts of building an effective email journey.
Think of it as your step-by-step guide to making this whole thing work for you.
Exactly. So stay tuned.
Okay, so welcome back to our, deep dive on email journeys.
Right. Part two.
Yeah, last time we talked about like what they are, why you should care, all that good stuff.
And how Success OBM can kind of help you with it all.
Exactly.
So now I feel like we need to like roll up our sleeves and get a little bit more tactical.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
So like think of this as your blueprint for building an email journey that actually like works.
Yeah, one that doesn't just sit there gathering dust.
Right. It actually gets people to like click and open and become clients.
Yeah, and I think a good place to start is to revisit that whole goal setting thing.
Yeah, because we talked about that in part one, right?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
got to have a goal.
Yeah, and it's so important because no matter how fancy your emails are, if they don't have like a clear purpose,
Right.
you're just kind of like shooting in the dark.
It's like trying to plan a road trip without, like, knowing where you want to go.
Exactly. You might end up somewhere interesting, but it's probably not going to be like the destination you had in mind.
Right, and that's where Success OBM comes in. They're like the GPS for your email journey.
Yeah, they help you figure out like what's your Grand Canyon,
Yeah,
what are you really trying to achieve with these emails?
I like that. Okay, so we got the destination. We got our map, but what about the vehicle?
The vehicle.
Yeah, like the actual content that goes in these emails.
Ah, the content.
What are we packing in the trunk to keep people engaged on this journey?
So our sources are suggesting like a mix of stuff.
Okay.
Like educational content is a big one,
Yeah, like give people some value.
right? Things that establish you as like an expert and solve your audience's problems.
Okay.
Like how-to guides, checklists, maybe some short video tips if you're feeling fancy.
So it's like packing snacks for a road trip, but instead of like chips and candy, it's valuable information.
Exactly, the kind of snacks that make people want to stay on the bus.
I love that analogy.
Mhm.
Okay, so we got our goal, we got our segmentation, we got our content, but how do we actually get this email engine running?
That's where the magic of automation comes in.
Ooh, magic.
And this is where Success OBM really like flexes their tech muscles.
Okay.
They use these email marketing platforms that handle like all the heavy lifting.
On heavy lifting.
Yeah, like setting up these automated sequences, scheduling the emails, and even personalizing the content based on like what people are doing.
Whoa. So it's like having a self-driving car for your email marketing.
Yeah, you just like plot the course, set the destination, and the system takes care of the rest.
Okay, I'm liking this more and more, but let's be real. All this sounds great in theory, but how do we know it actually works?
That's a great question, and that's where those case studies come in handy.
Yeah, we were talking about those in part one.
Right, and we've got a couple here from businesses just like yours who have seen some pretty amazing results from working with Success OBM.
Okay, spill the tea. What kind of results are we talking about here?
Well, one case study talks about this small e-commerce business
Okay.
that saw a 30% increase in sales after implementing an email journey designed by Success OBM.
30%.
Yeah, pretty impressive, right?
It's huge.
And then there's another one about this service-based business that saw a 50% increase in lead generation.
50%.
Yeah, just from working with them.
Okay, so this is not just like some marketing fairy tale.
No, this is real stuff.
There's actual data to back it up.
Real businesses seeing real results.
Okay, I'm sold, but I do have one question.
Yeah, shoot.
What about the cost?
Ah, yes, the elephant in the room.
Because, like, I'm assuming a service like this doesn't come cheap.
Yeah, right. It's an investment. But the good news is Success OBM, they have different packages to fit different budgets and needs.
Okay.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.
Because they work with you to figure out what you need and what you can afford.
Exactly. They're all about finding a solution that makes sense for your business.
Okay, good to know. Because I was like, this all sounds amazing, but I'm probably going to have to sell a kidney to afford it.
No, they're very reasonable.
Okay, good to know. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about goals, segmentation, content automation,
Case studies.
case studies, costs,
All the good stuff.
but we've only just scratched the surface.
Right. We've just dipped our toes into the email journey pool.
So in part 3, we're going to dive into the deep end.
Yeah, we're going to explore some advanced strategies,
Ooh,
psychological tricks,
getting sneaky.
and even some common mistakes to avoid.
Ooh, so we don't make those mistakes ourselves.
Exactly. So stay tuned for part 3 where we'll wrap it all up.
It's going to be epic. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our email journey deep dive.
Part 3, the ground analysis.
Exactly. We've mapped out the route, packed the car,
Who's got our snacks?
we got our snacks, we're ready to hit the road.
Yeah, and this time we're going to explore some of the more advanced techniques.
Right, like the stuff that really separates the email marketing pros from the amateurs.
Exactly. And we're not just talking about fancy tech tricks here. We're going to dive into the psychology of what makes people click that buy now button.
Oh, I like that.
Or eagerly open your emails every time they hit their inbox.
It's like we're going to unlock the secrets of the human brain.
Yeah, but instead of superpowers, we're unlocking the power of persuasion.
But ethically,
Oh yeah, of course.
we're not trying to manipulate anyone here.
No, Jedi mind tricks, just proven psychological principles that can seriously boost your email marketing results.
Okay, so give us an example. What's one of these psychological power moves we can use?
Well, one that comes up a lot in our research is the principle of reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, it's like the idea that when you give something valuable to someone, they feel kind of obligated to give something back.
Oh, so it's like that whole you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours thing.
Exactly. So instead of like leading with a hard sell, you might offer something helpful like a free guide or a discount code.
Or even just like a really good piece of advice.
Yeah, exactly. And Success OBM, they use this all the time. Like they're big on creating those irresistible freebies that get people onto your email list in the first place.
Like those free samples at Costco.
Yeah, you try a little piece of cheese and suddenly you're walking out with like a 5-pound block of cheddar.
And a lifetime supply of crackers.
Exactly. And the same thing applies to email marketing. Like by giving something valuable up front, you build trust and goodwill, and people are more likely to listen to you later on.
Okay, reciprocity. I'm gonna write that down. What else?
Another good one is scarcity.
Scarcity.
Yeah.
Like not having enough of something.
Yeah, it's that whole get it before it's gone
Yeah,
tactic.
I've-
Fear of missing out. Exactly. And people are way more likely to take action when they feel like something is limited or exclusive.
So like limited time offers, early bird discounts, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they're masters at like weaving this principle into their email journeys.
Okay, so they're like the email marketing equivalent of a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, but without all the crazy crowds and the fighting over the last flat screen TV.
Okay, scarcity. Got it. What else?
Another big one is social proof.
Social proof.
Yeah, it's like the idea that people are more likely to do something if they see other people doing it.
Oh, so it's like peer pressure, but for marketing.
Kind of, yeah. So think testimonials, case studies, reviews, any evidence that other people have already bought into what you're selling and are happy with the results.
So it's like showing off your happy customers.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they integrate this really well into their email journeys. Like they might sprinkle in customer testimonials or dedicate a whole email to showcasing a success story.
So it's all about leveraging the power of the crowd.
Exactly. And it works because people are naturally influenced by what others are doing.
Okay, social proof. Got it. Any other mind games we should be aware of?
Well, one that's closely related to social proof is authority.
Authority, like being the boss.
Kinda, yeah. It's about establishing yourself as like a go-to expert in your field, someone whose opinion people trust and value.
So it's like getting that little blue check mark on Twitter, but for your business.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they help their clients build authority in a few ways. Like they might encourage you to share your credentials or certifications in your email signature.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or they might suggest guest blogging or collaborating with other industry leaders to boost your visibility and credibility.
So it's all about showing people that you know your stuff.
Exactly. You're not just some random person sending emails. You're the real deal.
Okay, authority check. And last but not least, what about storytelling?
Storytelling. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Humans are like hardwired to connect with stories.
Yeah, stories are powerful.
They make information more memorable. They engage our emotions. They help us build relationships.
So instead of just listing features and benefits, you might share an anecdote about how your product or service helped a specific client overcome a challenge.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they're all about storytelling. They encourage their clients to weave personal anecdotes and customer success stories into their email journeys.
So it's about making those emails feel less like marketing messages and more like a conversation with a friend.
Yeah, a friend who just happens to have the solution to all your problems.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about all the good stuff, but now let's talk about the not so good stuff.
The dark side of email marketing.
Yeah, like what are some of the things that make people want to hit that unsubscribe button faster than you can say spam?
Well, luckily our sources have some great tips for avoiding those email marketing landmines.
Okay, lay it on us.
First up, subject lines.
Subject lines, yeah, those are important.
Super important. They need to be compelling, but not clickbaity.
Right, you got to intrigue people, not deceive them.
Yeah, exactly. And Success OBM, they take subject lines very seriously. They A/B test different options to see what works best.
So they're like subject line scientists.
Yeah, they're constantly tweaking and refining to stay ahead of those pesky spam filters.
Okay, subject lines. Check. What else?
Frequency is another big one.
Frequency, like how often you send emails.
Yeah, bombarding people with emails every day is a surefire way to get them to unsubscribe.
Yeah, nobody wants to feel like they're being stalked by their inbox.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they get that they work with you to find that sweet spot, like sending enough emails to stay top of mind without overwhelming people.
So it's like Goldilocks in the email frequency. You don't want it too high. You don't want it too cold. You want it just right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Design is a big one too.
Design, like how the emails actually look.
Yeah, nobody wants to read an email that looks like it was designed in the 90s.
Right. It needs to be clean, easy to read, mobile friendly.
Exactly. And Success OBM, they use responsive design that looks good on any device.
So you don't have to worry about your emails looking all wonky on a phone.
Nope. They take care of all that.
Okay, design check, anything else?
Last but not least, you got to test and track your results.
Yeah, data's king.
You can't just set it and forget it. You got to see what's working, what's not, and constantly tweak and refine.
And Success OBM helps with that, too.
Oh, yeah. They provide, like, detailed reports that show you everything from open rates to click-through rates to conversion rates.
So you can actually see if your emails are making a difference.
Exactly. And they even offer personalized recommendations based on the data, so you're always optimizing your email journey for maximum impact.
Wow. Okay. I think we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the psychology of email marketing, learned how to avoid common mistakes, and seen how Success OBM can help you put all of this into action.
Yeah, we've given you, like, the ultimate email marketing toolkit.
Exactly. So now it's your turn, dear listener, to take this knowledge and go forth and conquer the world of email marketing.
And if you need a little help along the way, you know where to find us. And Success OBM.
Thanks for joining us on this epic email journey deep dive. We'll see you on the next one.